So in this video, I'm going to show you how I added this girl to this video. And I'm going to show you the steps to make her look the way she looks, because when she comes out of AI, it doesn't always look that great. So I'm actually going to show you the steps that I took to get her to the point where I could place her in the video. I plan on using her in other projects, so I want to make sure that she looks really good. First, I'm going to show you the video, and then I'll explain all the steps that it took to get her in here and how to make her look the way she looks. I won't go ahead and cover everything that I did because some of them I've already covered in other videos, but this portion I just want to show you the process that I go through when I want to put an image into a video that I have generated on AI. So here are the steps you'll need for this process. First, we're going to generate the image in AI. We're going to remove the background. We're going to upscale the image. We're going to clip the image in Affinity Designer. We're going to export the images as PNGs or SVGs. We're going to import the image into Create Studio. And finally, we're going to add the animation and any special effects. So here I'm just showing you that I brought the photo into Affinity Photo so I could show you that it is pixelated and that it is going to need some work before we can do anything with it. I use Media Place to do my upscaling because I find it does a really good job and it's really easy to use. And you'll see here in this next section that it does an amazing job of upscaling. As I zoom in here, you'll see that it did a great job. There's no more pixelation. Everything is nice and smooth. The only thing is that now we have to go back and actually clip the edges because the background remover didn't do a great job. And so when it upscales, it also upscales all the stuff that got left behind, the artifacts, if you will. So we're going to go into Affinity Designer and we're going to clip it in there, and I'll show you how that's done. So when I bring the image into Affinity Designer, I add a colored background. I use usually either pink or lime so that it differentiates from what I'm going to be working on. In this case, I used pink because the girl's shirt is a lime color, and that would make it easier to be able to see the difference. So what I'm doing here is I'm adding, and this line is called a stroke. So we're adding a stroke all the way around the image, and then we'll go ahead and bring it in so that it clips away anything that we don't need. We're going to use this as a guide. We're going to be pulling it in closer to the image itself, but right now we're just laying it out so that we can actually go in and adjust it. And that's going to create a clipping mask. And basically what's going to happen is anything inside that border will be left behind. Anything outside of it will be cut away. So I've gone ahead and made the image a child of the stroke or the curve that we put in. It's called the curve layer. And I've started moving the edges in, all of the points. And I'm going to show you here how I do that. I'm also going to speed up the video because it's a very long process. And it's the same thing all the way around the image. By taking the time to do this, um, it's going to give us a nice sharp image around the edges so that when we go to use it, we don't end up with any blurry edges. I also, like I said before, I'm planning on using this particular image for some other products and some other projects I'm working on. So I want to make sure that it's done correctly. And when we're all done, I'm going to export this out as a PNG and as an SVG so you can see the difference. And you'll notice there is quite a marked difference in the quality of the output. Luckily, Create Studio will accept SVG files. So that's definitely going to help us to make this look much better in the video. I'm actually slowing the video down here so I can show you all of the intricate work that it takes to do hair. And as you'll see later on, I actually decided to make it less intricate because for what I'm going to be using it for, it's better if there's not as much detail as I put in here originally. Here, I'm just doing some fine tuning. So now that I'm done doing the fine tuning, I have to actually remove the section between her legs and the skateboard here, this triangular shaped section. So the way I do that is to create another object, another curve inside. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the outer one and subtract the inner one. So that'll leave a hole in the middle there. So here I'm just doing some fine tuning in the middle section. And I'm also working on the hair to make it a little less detailed so that it'll suit me better for my needs. So now it's time to export the all the work that we've done. So I turn off the pink layer and we're going to export this image as a PNG and as an SVG as I stated at the beginning. And then we're going to bring them into Create Studio and you'll be able to see the difference. So here we've imported the two images into Create Studio. That's the PNG and the SVG. I've put the SVG on the left and the PNG on the right. And we're going to zoom in on these so you can see the difference between the two. So ultimately, I decided to stay with the SVG because it was a much sharper image. And we're going to go ahead and import a background and we're going to start to build our scene. So I selected the Venice scene and we brought that into our canvas. And now we're going to start animating the skater girl. So the animation that I'm using is position and scale, also known as distortion. So basically, the girl is going to start off on the left-hand side, and she's going to move off screen to the right-hand side. And as she is coming towards us, of course, she's going to be getting larger because she's getting closer to us. So that's why you need the scale. So we'll position her in the back in front of the restaurant, and she's going to come across to the front side. And I added the sound effect of the skateboard on the cobblestones to add to the feeling. I added a few other sound effects and a few other things to the scene uh, that I'm not going to show here because, like I said, I've shown you in other videos how to do it. But just see if you can spot them and leave any questions you have in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer them. And don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so you'll know when I put out my next video.